right, guys. Excuse me. Welcome back to another Men Against Nonsense. This is a movement. This is not for entertainment. We're having real conversations, real discussions for real life applications. Don't just sit around and watch these videos for fun while you're drinking and smoking. Actually, listen to what I'm discussing and figure out how you're going to change your life. Do these principles resonate with you? Are you going to use them? Are you going to inspire other men to be men against nonsense? Please, I need your help. One voice can't change everything, but multiple voices can. Multiple voices can. We're going to talk about the financial state of the country just briefly. I found this clip from Senator Rand Paul. Some of you guys may not like him. Um, I have my problems with him. I have things that I like about him. Things that he's said in the past, things that he's done in the past, that I like. His things he's done I don't like. So let's just put that out there from the beginning. I don't have a dog in this race. I'm not choosing sides. I think the political game is a game. Like I said, it's a game. And really, this channel is not about politics. And really, this video is not going to be about politics. This video is about finances and getting your financial house in order as these politicians continue to do what they do. Let's get all the way up in this.
Senator, sorry, can I follow up on that?
Sure.
You say that they're in charge of the timing on this, but to a degree, you have a little bit of dictate over the timing of this. So are you going to do what you can do, which is use the time that's allotted for this to
Right.
full...
We have zero power over the timing of when the bills are presented. We weren't participating in writing the bill. It was done by about 3 or 4 people in leadership and appropriations. So we really don't control the timing. The timing is also set by the Senate rules. Bills take about a week. Those are the rules. You can have exceptions to the rules if everybody gets together. So if you want to declare that America's great and we should celebrate the 4th of July, I'm all for expediting that. But for expediting $1 trillion in deficit, I ran for office because I think we're destroying our country. We're going to destroy our currency. Why would I jump up and down and say, oh, well, let me please get out of the way so you can further bankrupt the country?
No, let me jump in there. Allow me to jump in there. As a man against nonsense, it's absolutely nonsense for the people we vote for to continue to take out debt on our behalf that we will have to pay back that we can't afford. And if you read, okay, on the screen, $1.7 trillion. Where does that come from? Do people understand where that comes from? Do you, man against nonsense, do you really understand where that comes from? Let me tell you. If you don't know, look it up. Check on me. They have to borrow that money on your behalf and spend it on things you did not ask them to spend it on. Okay? Now, I want you to look at your own life and say, am I borrowing money on my family's behalf? Especially if you're a father and a husband and you have credit cards and you have loans. Are you borrowing money on your family's behalf? And if you're borrowing money on your family's behalf, is it actually for the benefit of your family? Say, for example, a mortgage is borrowed money on your family's behalf. You're borrowing money so that your family has a place to stay. In one sense, it's admirable to do such a thing, especially if you will be responsible for paying off said debt. If you're not going to be responsible for paying off the debt, then it's not honorable to do such a thing. You look at Congress. Congress borrows money on your behalf and then asks you to pay it off. They don't turn in their salaries to service the federal debt. They tax you to service federal debt. Now, how is that fair? That's like you taking a mortgage out for a house so that your wife and your children have a safe place to stay, and you say, hey guys, I want all of you to go get a job and you pay the mortgage. I'm going to continue to spend money however I see fit, doing whatever I want. And I'm not going to consult you about how I spend the money, but you go get jobs and you give me the money. Pay for the mortgage. Pay for this, pay for that. That doesn't work for me. It doesn't make sense. And by the way, I'm not saying that Congress are our parents. They aren't. We shouldn't even treat them like their parents. How do they know better than you what's best for you? They don't. But they do what they want, and they have your consent because you voted for them. And many people don't question these people before they vote for them. They don't look at their voting records. And again, I don't want to get too far deep into politics, but look at the financial situation you're in and ask yourself, are you making unwise decisions with the financial future of your family? Are you borrowing money you can't pay off? Are you borrowing money with the hopes that your children will get old enough to get jobs so they can help you pay off the mortgage? That's not sound. If you're a couple and you both have income, as a man against nonsense, you should purchase a home where you can afford a loan in case she loses her job. Then let her extra income be a benefit to the family rather than you both struggling to service this debt. It's nonsense to do such a thing. We have to learn to live within our means. Even though our government doesn't do it, you have to learn as a man against nonsense to live within your means. My wife hasn't worked for years. That's not a pat on my back. That's just to say that if she went and got additional income, then that would be beneficial to the household. But I have made provision to make sure I take care of things alone. That's being a man against nonsense. My family can trust that I will provide for them. Does your family have the same benefit? Can they have that same trust in you? If they do, congratulations. If they don't, it's time for you to step up all the way up. All the way up, man. We have to be men against nonsense. Let's let Senator Rand Paul continue.
But it really is absolutely 100% their responsibility. They control the legislative calendar. Senator Schumer controls the day-to-day. No one else can bring a bill forward. The majority leader has all that power. But I'm pretty ecumenical on the blame. When Republicans were in charge of the House, the Senate, and the presidency, they continue to add trillions of dollars to debt.
Now, and let me chime in there real quickly. The point he's making is very important. It doesn't matter. When the Republicans controlled the Congress, they did the same exact thing. They continue to add debt, add debt, add debt. Look at yourself. If you're in control of the finances of your house and you're continuing to add debt, add debt, add debt instead of prosperity to your family, there's a problem. There is a problem. Because the long-term ramifications of continuing to add debt, add debt, add debt is bankruptcy. And we've seen plenty of families destroyed because of bad financial practices. Bankruptcy is the course of the day. And you can't blame anyone else. Learn how sometimes when your children want X, Y, and Z to say no. It's not good for us financially right now. If they don't want to understand, it's too bad. You control the purse strings. You should. Now, if your wife is managing your financial situation, in my opinion, you have a problem. You should be intimately involved, especially if you're the one who's making the money. I know plenty of husbands who, they make the money and they hand their checks over. That sounds good and on paper. But then wonder why things go wrong. You weren't involved. Why weren't you involved? You should have been. You're the one making the money. And if she has income and you have income, but you're still putting all the responsibility of managing the finances on her, you're not actively against nonsense, because if you're giving her free range to mess up, then you're going to be mad with her when things go wrong, but you didn't take an active role. That's nonsense. Get your financial house in order and be involved in the financial success of your entire family. Entire family. Let's keep going.
Even when we controlled the calendar. But when that happened, I wasn't in charge of the calendar, and the same thing happened. They missed the deadlines, bumped it up against a holiday, and then blamed conservatives. I'm sick of taking it.
Senator Paul, then would you oppose expediting this? Do you think this will go over the deadline? Senator Paul?
We haven't decided.
Look, the bill's 4,155 pages long. We got it a few hours ago.
Right.
So, I find it offensive when.
What did he say? He said 4,000 pages. 4,000 pages. 4,000 pages. That's insane. That's insane. I don't want to get into the politics.
We got it a few hours ago.
Read the bill.
So I find it offensive when colleagues suggest they deliberately contrive this shutdown threat. They are extorting us and the American people, using the American people and the legitimate fears they have as bait. And then they drop it on us at the last possible moment when they can plausibly do it. And then within hours, are you done yet? Are you done yet? Are you finished? Are you ready to give us consent? That is the height of presumptuousness. This is legislative barbarism. This is extortion, and it's wrong. So it's, I'm sorry, that is way too soon to be asking us.
And just to take this back out of the political realm, because even though this is about politics, I'm using this as a platform to discuss with you guys about financial management, sound financial management. When you receive credit card offers, loan offers, auto loans, all of that, and you look at that and you look at those interest rates, that's the same level of extortion, we're seeing in this particular example. You're being extorted, especially if the credit card offer comes with an annual fee, extremely high interest rates. I think like the lowest interest rate right now on a credit card is what? Somewhere around 17%, unless your credit is extremely high, right? I mean, that's 17% on every dollar, right? So if you have $1,000 credit limit, that's $170 of interest when you use it, and then they're gonna continue to collect interest on that if you're only making the minimum payments. Am I totally against credit cards? No, I wouldn't go complete Dave Ramsey on you, but at the same time, when you look at these credit cards, if you're not using them to make money, if they're not making you money, if you're not collecting interest or profits higher than your interest payment, it's stupid to use them, if that makes sense. So, I'm not going to go through the rest of this video because I'm sure it's going to get political. Guys, get your financial houses in order. Stop overspending, especially on things that don't profit, like entertainment. It does not profit you. All right? We have to take a no-nonsense policy in our lives. And it is nonsense to take on unneeded debt that has no long-term benefit for you and your family. For you and your family. All right? If you like this content, subscribe, share, hit the like button. Support links are in the description. I'll catch you guys on the next one.